right, we're live. Whoop, whoop. So listen, I just wanted to get on during this time of peace, love, and harmony that we're experiencing to give you a little bit about some weightlifting exercises you can do with just a couple dumbbells. I'm going to go through the series one time, but I would certainly recommend that you do it either 2 or 3 times depending on how much time you have. I'm going to try to say that you can wrap this up within 30 minutes. But at least for the next 2 weeks while the facilities are postponing classes, I'll just throw this at you as something that can keep your muscles engaged, right? So a couple light dumbbells, you can go with 10s, 5s, 3s, whatever you like. Let's get to it. Get what you need, leave what you don't. Take your feet hips width distance. Keep the dumbbells in your hands for this. I feel like it's a little bit safer than putting them on your shoulders. But check the distance, maybe even a little bit wider than hips width distance. And we're just going to start with the simple 2-2 squat. Coming down for 2, straight down, coming straight up. Check the knees right away just to make sure that they're in alignment over the toes. And they're not going over the toes, it's just aligning. You're sitting back into a chair for 2. Keep your chest lifted. And always, always, always belly muscles in and up. Locked and loaded in the abdominal core center. So I'm going to say 20 sets of 2-2s. We'll hit 20 sets of singles, and then maybe 10 triple pulses. Make sure that you're pushing right from the center of your foot, so we're using the big muscle on top of the leg right there above the knee primarily. I gave you the poolside view with the waterfall effect, just so you can enjoy the weightlifting time. So we'll do about 20 of those, 2-2 counts, and then we'll move into an easy single, down and up. Make sure you're exhaling when you push your body up towards the sky. Always checking in with the form and never holding the breath. Never, ever, ever holding the breath. Oh, I think I'm starting to get a little burn. Again, doing 20 sets of each right here. When we get to these triple pulses, just do 10 reps. Right here, we're just going to pulse for 3, 2, 1, and a push. 3, 2, 1, and a push. Now, when you're doing it, you certainly could get some music flowing in. Always helps create a nice energy when you've got some music that you like flowing in. So again, 10 sets of the triple pulses. I want to set you up nice. Getting a little burn right there in the top of the leg. Perfect. Then I'm going to move you down for chest. Keeping the dumbbells, you're going to lie down on the mat or the floor, doesn't matter. I'll come in at a subtle angle so you can check it out. We'll start with a 2-2 chest press. So send the weight straight up over the line of the chest. Not the neckline, but over the line of the chest. As you're coming down, the elbows are making 90-degree bend down for 2. Exhale, press up for 2. Checking in with your form here, you want to create an arch through the middle of your back. So you're going to lift your chest up, feeling that space between the mat, the floor, and the lower back. And you're going to tuck your chin back in to keep the neck comfortable. Start with easy 2-2 counts, nice and slow, nice and manageable. And always checking in with the form. And we'll do about 20 reps of the 2-2s. And then we'll hit some easy singles right here, down and up. Push right there from the pec muscles. I like to say parallel to the armpits right now. And again, don't hold your breath. Use your breath to move the weights, to work the muscles. Let's say I've hit the 20 reps, and I'm going to do triple pulses at the bottom. So we're going to hit a pulse for 3, 2, 1, exhale, push. 3, 2, 1, and a push, right? Check in with your weights all the time, making sure they're coming right over the center of the chest. Not moving towards the neckline, staying at the chest line. Really important. We'll do 10 sets of triples, because that's where you start to feel it. Exhaling on the push right here. Ooh, Well, you know I never count, so I'm gonna do 2 more. Perfect. Rising up from there, we'll hit the back. First round, I'm going to show you the narrow row or the mid row. Second time, I'm going to show you the wide row. So if you're doing 2 sets, I would do 1 narrow, 1 wide. If you end up grouping up for 3 sets of this routine, you can do 2 narrow, 1 wide, or 2 wide, 1 narrow, whatever you want to do. Feet are going to start with the hips width distance. I'll give you a little profile so you can see how everything rolls. You're going to tip forward at the hip. Keep the back nice and flat and the belly muscles tucked in. Really important. You're going to pull the elbows in nice and close and row the weights, right? Squeeze your shoulder blades together and rise. So we tip, squeeze, release, and rise. Always drawn in through the abdomen, keeping it safe. Protecting the lower back. The shoulders down and away from the ears. And again, you just squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine. That's what moves your weights. Not using your arms to do this, using your back muscles. Again, I do 20 reps of this, calling it a single row. Of course, I may not demonstrate 20 for you, but I'm counting on you to do the work, right? From there, we're going to take it to a deadlift with a soft knee. Look, tipping exactly forward from the hips. Just check your positioning. Chin is slightly tucked back, is flat and long. Push down through the heels to rise up. Maybe a little pinch through the rear. All right, so the deeper you go with this, the more you want to create a bend in the knees. Feeling that move through the back of your hamstrings, behind the back of the knee, all the way up to the center of the glutes. These are your deadlifts. And I would stick with the same 20 reps here. Exhale as you push down to rise up. Inhale as you tip forward. Good. After you've hit 20 of those, we're going to do a triple row. Looks just like this. 10 sets of triples. We pull 3, 2, 1, and rise. 3, 2, 1, and rise. Right, all about squeezing the shoulder blades to the spine. The arms are just along for the ride. I'll do the full 10 sets of triples, just because this is where you feel it. Last time, squeeze, 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 and rise. Taking a little stretch there always. You can just release the weights, round the spine a little bit. Always giving the body a little bit of stretch just so it can come back stronger. From here we're going to move into triceps, smaller muscle group. Nice and powerful, you'll feel it right away. We'll start with a single arm kickback. So coming onto the knee, I like to tip forward from the hips. I'm not getting lazy in the belly. My shoulders are back. Pick up your elbow, keep it pointing towards the sky, and then just a single kickback. You're just bending and extending right there from the elbow. Keep the shoulder drawn and down away from the ear. And again, don't hold your breath. Exhale on the squeeze. 20 reps on each arm. I'm going to cut it in half, just so I don't make the video too long, right? So I would switch sides. Same thing, tip forward, tight tummy. I just have to even it out. I wouldn't want to walk away lopsided from this video. Okay, we'll pretending that there's 20 from there, moving onto the knees, or you can do this standing. Grab that one weight, slide it up over your head for a triple pulse. Pull your elbows in towards your temples. Keep them drawn in. We'll hit it down for 3, 2, 1, extend. From the profile, 2, 1, extend. Again, 10 reps of triples. If you're feeling like you can do more, please do more. Good. And last but not least for the triceps, I like to go to old-fashioned push-ups. Because I'm a yogi, I like to call it working my chaturanga muscle, back of the arm. Look at the handstands. is always going to be right under the shoulders, and you want to spread the palms out wide so you have a nice base there. Knees can be down. Look at this. Elbows into the body. The closer the knees are, the easier it becomes. The more you move the knees away, the deeper you can go. But only go as deep as that you're working the tricep muscle. You don't have to make things that challenging. And try to do 20. You certainly could do these on your toes. Allow the elbows to draw into the sides of the body. Keep your belly muscles strong and tight. And whatever you do, don't hold your breath. All right, so 20 of those. Taking a little stretch for the triceps. And then we'll move on to biceps, which is going to be the front of the arm from the elbow to the shoulder. Taking those dumbbells right there in your hand. Same counts. Makes it a little bit easier to remember, coming up for 2 and down for 2. As you'll notice when I come up, there's a little bit of rotation right there through the arm as I bring the weights parallel to my shoulder. That is one way to do your bicep curls. Generally, when I'm teaching and I'm going through 2 rounds of this, I'll do these, or you can do something more like a hammer curl, which is without the rotation. Or I like to turn it out a little bit and target some of the inner part of the bicep. But we'll do 20 reps of a 2-2 count, and then I'll ask you to do single arm singles, right? Single arm singles. So 20 on the left, 20 on the right. Of course, by the time you finish with this, you're going to feel that burn that you're after. Right, imagining that I've done 20, balance it out on the right side. And because you know I like to always add icing to my cake, we'll do the triples right here, both weights, same time at the bottom half. 3, 2, 1, full extension to release. 3, 2, 1, check it out. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. All right, 10 reps. Told you I'm going to try not to cheat you on these triples. Beautiful. A little shoulder roll never hurt anybody. And then we'll move to forward stepping, alternating lunges. Right? It really doesn't matter how deep you go. Just make sure your stance works out here. You want to get the 90-90 right here. You want to push from that forward heel to spring back. Keep your chest lifted. Right? Keep your shoulders stacked over your hips. It's not about momentum forward. It's more about pressing through this heel to spring back. You're working your glutes in this exercise. And I would try to shoot for 20 on each leg rotating. So essentially you'll be doing a set of 40. Right? And then to break it down, triples, and we'll just hold it on that one leg and do all 10 sets of triples. Keep driving out of that forward heel. Keep the chest up. If it's too much to lunge with the weights, lose the weights, right? Or you can keep one weight. Working glutes. Lunges are great for your rear end. Right? And we'll do switch. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's my bad leg. Good. From there, last exercise, I asked for a wide squat. Turn your toes out, find your inner thighs. Single squats for 20. All right, you can hold the weights right there. Keep your chest up, keep your belly strong, and then triple pulses for 10. Drive out of those heels. Find your inner thighs and your outer thighs. Beautiful. Last exercise is going to be for the shoulders. All right, so we're going to start shoulders with an upright row. You can use one weight or both weights together. And you're just going to zip it up. Elbows lead the way. I'll show you from the profile. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. It's like you're zipping up a zipper in the front of your body. 20 reps. Good. 20 from there. Single arm frontal raise, alternating. No higher than shoulder. Here's your profile. Arm is nice and long and strong. Don't ever lock the joints. No elbows locking, no shoulders locking. Right? Bring it right out in front of you. Stand strong and tall and tighten the tummy. 20 on each arm. Certainly going to be killer, but you're going to feel great after you do this. Right? And then from there, your last shoulder exercise is going to be triple lat raise. So I like to tip forward a little bit, creating some power and strength in my legs and tighten my tummy. Just like you're lifting your wings up for 3, 2, 1, release. You're working this muscle right here, the lat. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. Keep breathing now. Good. One more. And that ought to wrap it up for you. So again, try to get this done. 2 sets, 3 sets, whatever feels right for you. Just something to get through the time that we're going to be collecting our health, finding some healing, and some happiness. Thanks so much. I'll check in with you later.